1992, Birmingham, Alabama, Legion Field.
The dawning of a new era in college football, a playoff game for the SEC Championship.
It was probably destined, really, that Alabama play Florida.
It's the best versus the best.
The first championship game ever.
We're just about to get underway with history-making college football. The first ever Division I football playoff game, the SEC title game, is now underway.
Alabama 28, Florida 21.
In 1993, Legion Field, a rematch with Alabama for the SEC Championship.
Takes the snap, tosses back to Rhett. He walks in, touchdown for Eric Rhett. The Gators have won the Southeastern Conference Championship.
1994, Georgia Dome, Alabama versus Florida. Again,
You just can't dwell on a win, you can't dwell on a loss. If you were going to win, you had to beat Florida.
Gators first and goal, back to throw and firing. It's a touchdown! And the Florida Gators have won another Southeastern Conference Championship.
2008, a new decade.
The Tide and the Gators.
A rivalry renewed.
Ingram, touchdown, Crimson Tide. Pitch, Demps strolls in, touchdown, Florida.
A game for the ages.
Tebow fills it, touchdown.
The Florida Gators celebrating as the Gators have beaten the Alabama Crimson Tide.
We meet again.
The long anticipated rematch.
Call it what you want.
Destiny.
Fate.
Karma. Just meant to be.
The #1 Florida Gators.
Against the #2 Crimson Tide of Alabama. Best.
On best. For the championship.
For the championship.
Of the
SEC.
Alabama playing Florida. SEC championship game. Just doesn't get any bigger than that.
This is the SEC on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Florida 12-0. Alabama 12-0. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, along with Gary Danielson and Tracy Wilson. Take a big, deep breath. Let me give you a couple of reasons you're going to enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Both teams undefeated. It's never happened for this event. Both teams with terrific defenses. 1-2 and fewest points allowed this year. Both teams with special players on special teams. A kick return, a punt return could decide this thing. Both teams with elite coaches. Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, among the best of the best. And then there's the game within the game. Heisman Trophy ballots due this weekend. If either Mark Ingram or Tim Tebow has a big afternoon, they could take giant strides toward grabbing possession of that statue with the stiff arm. It's only the 4th time that 1 and 2 have met in a non-bowl game. And there's just a little energy in this place. Gary Danielson, in a game of this magnitude with such great consequences, give me your idea of a key factor here.
Sure. Vern, you set it up, the spectacular, and we've got great players. But usually in these types of big games, there might be a spectacular play at the end. But it's the routine plays throughout the game, making tackles, getting off blocks, 11 men on the field, staying on sides. That's what sets up the spectacular at the end. These two teams are so good, you just can't give them a gift.
Well, there are a couple of X factors involved here. None bigger than the midseason arrest of Carlos Dunlap on a DUI charge. He is the leader of the defense.
Well, the Florida coaches have downplayed this. I disagree. Yes, Alabama likes to run the football, but Florida put them away last year late with the pass rush. Dunlap is their best pass rusher. He will be missed if it gets late in the game. Now, Alabama has their other question mark also. Mark Ingram was nicked on the hip with that tackle against Auburn. He had less than 50 yards in that football game. I watched him yesterday in warm-up. He was bouncing around. He looked completely healthy to me. I see it no factor today.
Well, I think you knew we weren't going to get terribly far into this without bringing up the quarterbacks, Tim Tebow, Greg Mcelroy.
Well, it's ironic. Mcelroy is at Alabama because Tebow isn't. But in the 4th quarter, Tim Tebow, in last year's championship and in the BCS championship, took his team and produced wins. But Greg McElroy did it too, and he's gained the confidence of his team with his fourth quarter play and that great drive last week against Auburn.
The appearance of the Florida Gators, 12-0, the defending national titles. Right behind them, the Crimson Tide of Alabama, 12-0 in regular season for the second successive year. Moments ago, Tracy Wolfson with Nick Saban.
Thanks a lot, Coach. You told us that Mark Ingram will play. He looked good in warm-ups, but are you concerned about how he will hold up for all 4 quarters?
Well, we're going to play all the guys. I mean, we got 3 good backs. We'll play them all, and we'll try to rotate so Mark can get through the game, but he's ready to go.
A loss to Florida here last year. What did you tell your team in the locker room before they took the field?
Well, you know, we learned from that game last year, so now they know what it takes, and they're going to have to play 60 minutes every play in the game and be relentless competitors every down.
Thanks a lot. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. 7th time these two teams have met in this championship game. Over the years, Alabama leads the series by 7. And this is the first SEC Conference Championship between undefeated teams. The series began in 1993. That means that Caleb Sturgis will kick off, and the ever-dangerous... Oh, no. Arenas is not back. Julio Jones is 1 of 2. And it is Arenas at the 3. Bounces outside. Nice tackle at the 21-yard line. Omarius Hines, number 82, with the special teams play. Now, Greg McElroy, the junior out of South Lake Carroll, began on this field against Virginia Tech, and his first 4 games were excellent. Went into a midseason slump, but he's really regathered himself, and no greater example of that than his perfect execution on the game-winning touchdown drive last week against Auburn.
Look at this. Spread.
Wow. Out of the gun. Empty back, well, almost an empty backfield.
It's a tight end way up here.
McElroy lets it go. He's got a man wide open. Julio Jones. How do you do?
Yeah. Great protection on that offensive line. No Carlos Dunlap. Watch the time for Julio Jones to come across this formation wide open. Nobody covering him. Nick Saban says, I'm not waiting around this year. We made first downs. We took our time. I want to open this game out from the start.
And a first down and 10 on the 18-yard pickup. Roy Upchurch split bottom of the screen. That's Julio Jones in motion. McElroy handoff. Ingram darts left. Picks up a quick 5, maybe 6. Joe Hayden with the tackle. And let's introduce you to the remainder of the lineups presented by Dr. Pepper. Carpenter, Johnson, Lehos, Jones, and Davis. Sometimes susceptible Alabama offensive line. Mays, Ingram, the Heisman Trophy candidate, Dial, Peak, and Julio Jones, and Nick Saban in his 3rd year. 2nd and 4. Colin Peak and Michael Williams, 2 tight ends to the left. Marquise Mays in motion, fake the reverse. McElroy will tuck it and run. Dives for the first down at the 47. Defensively for Florida, number 1 in the country statistically. There's Jay Howard starting in place of Dunlop, and I said mid-season DUI. It was last week, of course. Trotto in the middle, and Cunningham up front. Hicks, Spikes, and Ryan Stamper. And they go a 3-3-5, the 5 in the secondary. Jenkins, Black, Wright, Hill, and Joe Hayden. McElroy, right side, went for the secondary receiver. That's Colin Peak, number 84.
It is ironic, isn't it, Vern? I mean, I mentioned in the open, Tim Tebow was called the chosen one coming out of high school. And it was down to Florida and Alabama. He chose Florida, so Alabama countered by offering a scholarship to Greg Mcelroy. It's the only reason he's here. Undefeated in high school, undefeated for Alabama as a starter.
Second down. They give it to the short man. That's Upchurch. Now, just to continue the Greg Mcelroy story, he grew up in north central Texas at South Lake Carroll High School. He sat behind Chase Daniels for 3 years. He only started 1 year as a quarterback. They went 16-0. He had committed to Texas Tech, recruited by Dave Rader, the former offensive coordinator here. And Rader said he was so patient. He knew the deal. And he waited and waited, and then the day after the Cotton Bowl in his senior year in high school, offered this position to come to Alabama. Third down. Ingram, wing right. No blitz. Got a man, Julio Jones, inside the, no.
Yeah.
I thought he hung on. Yeah.
Dropped it. You got to give great defensive play that time on Joe Hayden, too. Joe Hayden went over, matched up on Julio Jones. Joe Hayden, an All-American, stayed with him. Good throw, almost a good catch. You know what that means? Good competition right there. Best against best.
Here's Lee Tiffin, all-time leading scorer in Alabama history. 27 of 31 this year, and this to get on the board from 48 yards out. It is perfect. Nick Saban ecstatic on the sideline. Or not. Alabama, 48-yard Lee Tiffin field goal. They lead it by 3. 9 plays, 47 yards, 4 minutes, and 23 seconds. Tiffin will kick off.
You know, both teams go 12-0, and really, if they don't win game 13, it ain't going to matter much for these two teams.
Brandon James at the goal line. 1 kick return for a touchdown this year. Not this time. Robert Lester makes the tackle with help from Roy Upchurch, and Tim Tebow about to take the field. Actually, his numbers this year are not that much lower as we get to the championship game than they were a year ago. 13 rushing touchdowns this year. He's 39-5 as a starter. This is his 40th start in a Florida uniform. Brandon James, number 25. Here's the inside pitch. Hernandez, you think they hadn't done some work on that? My goodness. That thing went for an easy touchdown against Florida State.
How about Alabama starting out with a 4-man line? Eric Anders right there is going to land up and follow the tight end. Guys, you're not getting this play. We are going to take 81 out of this football game one way or another. I will say for Hernandez, this is the best group of linebackers and safeties he will have faced all year.
Gain of 2 on the shovel pass. It's second down and 8. Tebow's first throw, perhaps. Settles out. Oh, he's got a man wide open in the flat, and he drops it. Oh, baby. Jeffrey Demps. Well, that may be why he's only caught 8 passes this year.
Oh, that's incredible. Great pass protection. Tebow goes to his 4th man on the play, and if Demps catches that, he's going to get up the sideline. He had a big play there. The routine play, you got to do it.
Demps with a measured 100-meter time of 10.01. And he had a clear field way downfield, 3rd and 8. Blitz. McClain coming. He's held up. Tebow in trouble. And he throws it away over the head of David Nelson. Now that all began with a bobbled snap.
Orlando McClain comes as the 5th person. 5 on 5. They're bringing him. They're forcing Tebow to stay in the pocket. And Anders comes in late, and Tebow gets rid of it. Now it's Arenas, one of the game breakers in college football.
Here's the punt from Chaz Henry.
Perfect punt.
Keeps it away from Arenas. Well, that's the other part of this special teams program for these teams. That's only the 30th punt of the year for Chaz Henry. He has had only 4 return. 2 of them for positive yardage. A total of 13 yards. Time call. Florida Gators, that's only the 2nd opening drive score allowed this year. Mcelroy 5 yards back. Good protection, wide open. Colin Peak, number 84.
How about this? 1st and 10, first play of a drive. They start out with the spread again. This time they're going to go to the tight end. Peak come all the way across here. Nice protection. Vern told you, really nobody covering him. The safety, Major Wright, has to come up for the tackle. They've got a feel for these crossing routes.
Another big play by Alabama. That one good for 19. Here's Ingram testing the middle. And he's out to the 10, to the 50. Colin Peak grew up in Ponte Vedra Beach, went to Bulls High School. Told us his grandparents, his mom, his dad, his 3 uncles, and 8 first cousins all went to or graduated from Florida. His dad's in the Florida Boosters Hall of Fame, played football with Spurrier. He went away from an Urban Meyer regime because he wanted to play a tight end position that would get him to the NFL. Went to Georgia Tech. There was a coaching change there. He transferred to Alabama, sat out, and now is the starting tight end for this Crimson Tide. More traditional offense. On the sweep, here's Ingram. They're gouging Florida so far.
Watch William Vlahos, the center, block Brandon Spikes on this football play. The zone stretch play, the center is going to get Spikes right here, the linebacker. Watch, he comes out, goes around the pile, and finds his man. Great technique by the Alabama team. It's balanced. You can see it. They throw, they run. It's not statistics. It's not numbers. It's willing to run the ball or pass the ball on any down. That's balance.
Trent Richardson now gives Ingram a blow. You heard Nick Saban talk to Tracy about their tactics for today. First down, Alabama. They have dominated here in the first quarter. Ingram up the middle. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. The start for Ingram and McElroy.
Yep,
wow.
and the offensive line, too.
Yes. Here's the extra point. It is up.
Hit the ball. No, upright. Hit the upright. No good.
This can be returned. No. I thought it was live. I guess not. I guess once it...
Now, as soon as it hits the upright, we're being told it's
okay,
dead.
Dead ball.
Pushes it.
That's the 3rd missed extra point this year. But what an impressive start for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. 22 games in a row for Tim Tebow. Urban Meyer and the Florida Gators, their last loss September 08. And this is the largest deficit they have faced this season, down by 9. Tippin will kick off. Brandon James back to return it. At the 20. Cut down as he gets to the 26. Rod Woodson.
Personal foul late on this play.
Nixon, Johnson, Pouncey, and Gilbert up front. Riley Cooper, Demps, Hernandez, Deontay Thompson, and David Nelson. Brandon James in motion. Tebow drills it. First down. Out to the 40, perhaps the 41-yard line. Deontay Thompson, number 6, makes the grab. Now let's check the number 2 defense in the country. Washington, Cody, and Dedrick, the 3 up front. They opened in a 4-man line. Reamer, McLean, Johnson, and Anders. And on the secondary, Arenas, Barron with 7 interceptions this year. Justin Woodall and Kareem Jackson. Kirby Smart, Georgia grad, defensive coordinator, Alabama. Brandon James in motion. Tebow fakes it, goes across the middle. His receiver tripped and was down. Hernandez.
He had Riley Cooper wide open for a deep one. Riley Cooper was upset. He just abuses bump and run, does Riley Cooper. Watch this bump and run against Johnson. Manhandles him and runs right by him. And I think Hernandez might have got pulled down on the play too, but 2 big plays, neither of them went Florida's way.
Tebow off to a 3 of 7 passing start. It's 2nd down and 10. Emmanuel Moody, who's been out the last 2 games, is in. Tebow fakes the pitch, turns the corner, and bulls his way out of bounds at the 41-yard line, bringing up 3rd down.
Well, now here's the first situation about the spread that makes the Florida spread different than anybody else in the country. Usually 3rd and short, the spread is not effective because you don't have a power running game. So you have to option or you have to throw the ball. The uniqueness of Tebow is 3rd and short is the best play Tebow. This is where he made his mark coming in, and he still is a load.
And it is 3rd and 3. Duck fires it. 1st down at the 30-yard line. Riley Cooper, they didn't misconnect this time.
Yeah. This was a run-pass, play-action play all the way. Either run off tackle or throw the ball downfield. Beautifully played, designed play that time by this Florida offense.
Jeff Demps comes in at running back after the 1st down grab of 12 yards. Look at this. Almost 50% with Tebow there. Here's the option left side. Boy, he was keeping all the way then, and Eric Anders was there to say, I don't believe so.
Well, it was defense so well that time by Kareem Jackson. There was no pitch. This just doesn't happen by mistake. Alabama has been assignment sound so far. Watch when the option gets out here. Watch Jackson play it well. His man goes away. He knows he has pitch. He stays in assignment football and forces the run.
Rick Burgess, the fullback, is split top of the screen wide right. Here's Demps alongside Tebow. 2nd down, 11. Tebow dances to his left, settles for David Nelson, who is like the 3rd receiver, and it's going to be 3rd and double-figure numbers needed. Nico Johnson, number 35, with the tackle.
Well, Florida's offensive line has been holding up well so far against the pass rush. Marcel Darius, number 57, was a young pup last year making some plays. This year, he's a force.
Final 47 seconds, 1st quarter. It is 3rd and 12. 3 down, 5 on the line. Tebow retreats, and as he lets it go up in the air. Incomplete. Justin Woodall, closest there. Upshaw with the pressure.
It was. What a stunt. Darius comes inside, and Courtney Upshaw comes around the corner. Right up. Darius here, Upshaw up the middle. Watch this. That's what you have to do to Tebow. You must attack him from the middle.
Caleb Sturgis from 48. Cuts it just inside the right upright. Now the Gators are on the board.
These 2 teams have so much experience to get here. No backing down. You got to drive the ball. You have to make the plays, and then you have to be willing to compete all the way through. A field goal is a win.
9-3 Florida. Lee trails Alabama, and the Crimson Tide have been dominant with the football. Really deep. A yard back. Arenas out near the 30. See where they spot it? Yes. Mcelroy split wide left. Here's the direct snap to Ingram.
Boom.
Deron Sanders and Joe Hayden.
And you know, if anybody should be able to handle the Wildcat, it should be Florida. I mean, they face it in practice. It's the same offense that Tebow runs. So they should be able to handle this. Snap to the running back, carry the ball.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. And that is the end of the first quarter. Alabama leads it 9-3 in this battle of unbeatens. We'll return to the Georgia Dome after this message and a word from your local station. This battle of undefeateds, Florida Gators and the Crimson Tide of Alabama, with Alabama leading by 6, a field goal, touchdown, missed extra point. Florida just got on the board. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson. 2nd down and 10 from the 33. Up the middle, Richardson bounces off the tackle, and another, and then he gets a block from Mcelroy. How about the quarterback?
Well, Mcelroy was carrying out his fake, and all of a sudden Richardson is following him. Richardson breaks off one tackle, and then watch Mcelroy. Comes into the screen and gets the block.
All right, Gary, greatest technique.
Better than mine. How about this storyline? Remember, this is the guy they didn't want at Alabama.
3rd down and 3. Right side. Caught by Mays. And then Major Wright caught Mays, but not before a 34-yard gain.
Janoris Jenkins a little too aggressive. Watch him. He tries to cut inside this throw. It's a perfect throw to the outside. He gambles. He's not in phase, and it costs him.
It's 1st down. Ingram. Brandon Hicks was right there.
Oh, that's what Florida needed to do on 2nd down, 3rd down, and the scramble.
2nd down, 10. 9-3, Crimson Tide leads. Straight drop back, pressure, got him. First sack of the game, Brandon Hicks, Ahmad Black.
Well, Hicks came in clean almost that time, and then Ahmad Black came. There he is. There's the first guy. Comes inside Carpenter, and then Ahmad Black cleans it up. Carpenter was confused on that play. That was a missed assignment on the play for the Alabama pass protection. And that's that red zone woes.
Now look at this, 21 field goals.
And it feels a little bit like last year.
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes. I agree. 3rd and 20. What you got for me? You got Roy Upchurch, and he breaks into the secondary, but it will be 4th and long, and we will see the field goal unit come on.
Yeah, that was a field goal play. That play was called by Nick Saban and Jim McElwain, saying it's 9-3, 6-point lead. We want a field goal try here. No mistakes.
Tiffin hit the right upright with an extra point.
Spikes is limping off, too, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Remember that arch problem he had before.
34-yard attempt. P.J. Fitzgerald will hold. Brian Selman is the snapper. Nailed it. Alabama's lead is back to 9. Here's Spikes limping a little bit as he came on. Well, Tim Tebow, boy, they have not been on the field much, which leads to the delight of Nick Saban, or almost. Brandon Spikes, who was visiting Alabama and Mike Shula with Tim Tebow. That's when they met. And Tebow declared for Florida ultimately. Brandon Spikes had a when Harry met Sally moment and said, I'm going where he's going. And they both wound up at Florida.
Well, that happens when you can't run the ball. Florida has only attempted 5 rushing plays in this game.
That's amazing.
It is.
Wow. Brandon James. First down 10 at the 30. Demps on the sweep.
Great
Look
play.
at Rolando McClain.
Yeah. See, this is the speed sweep. That's a sprinter, but watch Rolando McClain. Vern got it. McClain goes 250. The guy he's going against is a world-class sprinter. McClain runs it down, because that's another 15 yards if he doesn't get him. Now there's under 6 minutes, and remember, Florida gets the ball to start the second half. 12-3 could change very quickly with a long drive here.
Play action, Tebow. Nobody there. Now he's got a couple of blockers. They take Reamer out. Here's Tebow. Out of bounds after that run at the 38-yard line. A gain of 22.
Tebow looks so calm this game, doesn't he? Everything's not working, but remember, you got to stop him every play. He's always dangerous. Even when you have the pass defended, he can get out and power his way to first downs or get outside and run.
And just a quick mention, East Carolina with that victory today, a little farther north from New Orleans, and Timmy indicated it's going to be in the Liberty Bowl. First down and 10. Tebow up the middle, looks for a block. Woodall catches up with him, and then Kareem Jackson knocks him out of bounds, but another. First and 10, 15 gets 15.
Remember the Washington Redskins, the counter OT,
sure.
John Riggins?
Yep.
Here's the counter OT with Tim Tebow. Watch this, guard and tackle pull. Fake it, counter OT. Takes it up the gut and makes another rushing play.
And they break the huddle quickly. First down and 10. Demps, the running back. Tebow pulls, he's got a man wide open at the goal line. David Nelson, Gator touchdown. Caught the jump pass from Tebow, the decisive TD in last year's National Championship.
And he caught a touchdown pass in this game, and he baited Javier Arenas on this play. Arenas thought it was a run. Perfect technique. The little things. Selling the run. You know what you got to say about Florida? You got to kill them. You got to knock them out. They're champions. They ain't going to go down easy.
Sturgis with the extra point. Got it.
Great job by David Nelson accepting coaching and doing the little things. Watch what he does to Arenas right here. He pauses and fakes the block. Fake, fake, fake. That's all you need. Beautifully designed play.
Well, you've seen the emotion of Tim Tebow just a couple of times in the last 4 years. 4:31 to go, 12-10 Alabama. Sturgis will kick off to Arenas. Or Julio Jones, who's also back there. Nice one. Oh, and Arenas thought about it. Whoa, he double clutched. Turns out to be the right decision, didn't it? Mcelroy out of the spread. First down and 10. Corner blitz. Mcelroy fires it short. How about that? Ingram. Only one man can get him. And he does. But what a huge gain. 69 yards.
Last week, Auburn burned Alabama on a corner blitz. This week, Alabama burns Florida on a corner blitz. The perfect play against the corner blitz. The screen to the halfback. Remember that long pass last week that Auburn hit it? Alabama had the perfect play called.
69 yards, the key block thrown by the tight end, all of whose relatives went to Florida, Colin Peak.
He's at
left side. Touchdown, Alabama. Mark Ingram.
Well, you know, they fooled us this time. Cody usually lines up in the backfield. This time he lined up at tight end. And they used him as a decoy again. What an answer for Alabama.
Tippin with the extra point. (19-10), 3:32 to go. Mark Ingram gets another, and he increases the Alabama lead. It took them all of 59 seconds to counter. Came on the air an hour and 45 minutes ago talking about the game within the game, the race for the Heisman Trophy. Tim Tebow, Mark Ingram. Well, look what's happened so far. Tebow 50% for 61 yards. Mark Ingram, big day. Started off running the ball. Then he had the reception for 69 yards. And of course, I think most of you know that Alabama has never had a Heisman Trophy winner. Tiffin will kick off. Brandon James is back to return it. He'll take a knee. Down the middle, Tebow. Riley Cooper. Still upright. Arenas helps get him down. Tried for the strip. There you go. 59 yards.
How about the emergence of Hernandez and Riley Cooper? Great read by Tebow. Cooper lines up. He crosses with Hernandez. Three guys goes with Aaron Hernandez. Tebow finds Riley Cooper, and you know, the more you watch this guy, you say, you know, no one can cover him. No one covers him all year. Legitimate threat.
First down 10 at the 20. Rainey's in the ball game, number 3. Here's the change from Tebow.
Are these supposed to be the two best defenses, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
That's right. Tebow nailed.
And this isn't, you know, Troy we're watching them do this against, right? It's amazing football. Both coaches now know the game. They know they have to score, and they're opening it up even more. Started out with Nick's aggressive play calling, and now Urban Meyer has adjusted with Steve Adazio and come back with a wide open game plan too.
Nelson and Thompson wide to the left. Here's Demps alongside Tebow. Sends Hernandez to the right with a sweep motion. Pulls up after the fake. Being chased by Cody. He'll win that battle. Oh, they tried the line. Was that a deflection?
It was dropped.
Reamer, yeah.
Dropped by Hernandez. Reamer swats it, and then it's dropped again. 2 drops on the play by Florida. Watch this. Hernandez drops it.
Look at Reamer now.
Reamer swats it, and then
volleyball.
it's dropped it by Deontay Thompson. Drop, swat, and drop.
3rd down, 8. Blitz. McClain coming up the middle. They try to get it to Hernandez, and he can only get it to the 15-yard line. My goodness. Here comes the field goal unit.
What a football game.
Yes. Florida is 7 of 7 on fake punts or field goals during Urban Meyer's tenure. Not this time. Good. 19-13. Well, Mark Ingram had a fine first half. 51 yards on the ground. And, of course, his 69-yard catch on the 1-yard pass set up a touchdown run. Nick Saban dodged some heavy punches. And let's go down to Tracy, who's with Urban Meyer.
Thanks, Vern. Urban, you gave up over 260 yards of offense in that first half. Are you feeling the effects of the loss of Carlos Dunlap?
Oh, I mean, Carlos is a heck of a player, but we just got to tackle better. If we get out of that last drive and tackle him on that screen pass, we're playing fine defense. And we're getting open a little yards, but we'll tighten it down in the second half.
This team has been in this position before. They've been behind, especially in this championship game last year. Will you bring that up?
Well, we're just going to make adjustments to get a little better. We got to tackle better, and we got to clean up on defense. But we'll bring that up. But it's a great football team we're playing, and we're a good team. We're just come out and play hard in the second half.
Thanks a lot, Vern.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, Tim Tebow had reason to celebrate for a moment. We'll return to the Georgia Dome with the Dr. Pepper Scholarship Toss for Dough. We welcome you back to the Georgia Dome in downtown Atlanta. At the half, and a moment ago, Tracy Wilson with Nick Saban.
Coach, you controlled the ball offensively and defensively in that first half. What were you doing to disrupt them?
Well, we did some new things formation-wise, and we're going to have to continue to do that, but we blocked them pretty well up front. We made some plays in the passing game, so it's going to be important that we continue to do that. Our defense got confused in the second quarter, and we got to settle down and cut down on the big plays and keep contained.
Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Thank you.
Indeed, they were aggressive coming out, but they did opt to receive the opening kickoff, having won the toss, and that means that the Gators get the ball. Jeffrey Demps is the deep man to the left. Riley Cooper is also back there. Here's the kick. Gets a block, does Demps from Riley Cooper. He's at the 31. Gary, I'm interested in your reaction to what Nick just told Tracy.
Well, we saw it. We talked about it.
Right.
He was very aggressive in his football game. Here's what it is, basically. We know both teams are good. But in championship games, it's who plays best. And we've got a long way to go, but it looks like to me, like we thought, it's going to come to the fourth quarter. And which quarterback makes the plays or which defense handles the quarterback in the fourth quarter.
Well, it'll be Tebow's time at bat first here in the third quarter. From the 29, that's where the ball has been spotted. It'll be Tebow going left. Look at the stiff arm on Mark Barron. And he picks up a hard-fought 4 yards. Kareem Jackson got there to help after Barron was the recipient of the stiff arm.
Well, they've run a couple options, really not too successfully. And they've basically one sweep. The rest of the running game has been Tebow.
Tebow has run it 7 times. Demps once. Brandon James once. That's it on the ground. Rainey's in the lineup now.
Now look at how Alabama's switched. They've gone more 3-man line now.
Dive play. Nothing. And let's get an injury update from Tracy Wolfson.
Well, guys, Brandon James will be out for the rest of this game. He has re-injured a stress fracture in his right foot. They took x-rays at half, and he is done for the game, guys.
All right, Tracy, thus the reason for Jeff Demps and Riley Cooper back. on the opening kickoff of the third quarter.
It's a big part. Punt returns. Brandon James. They have no one now to match Arenas for Alabama.
3rd and 7.
That we know about.
Right. Pressure coming from Courtney Upshaw. Tebow delivers. It'll be a yard short of the first down. The catch made by Riley Cooper.
You know, Terrence Cody, Vern, let's go to second down play before this one when he stopped it cold in the 3-man look. Cody is a little lighter, but I think he's a half yard wider player than he was last year. He covers more ground to the right and the left because he's quicker.
You know, when you say he's a little lighter, we're talking about the earth moving as he jumps up and down here. That's at 374, and it's fourth down and 1.
Fourth and inches.
Chaz Henry. This one appears returnable. Nope, it's not. It's short. That's just as good, just as well that they don't let Javier Arenas get his hands on it. Here's Arenas. That's the third punt. He's yet to be able to return one. 36-yard punt. Nothing on the return. How about... And the Florida defense, average per game over 12 games, 233. Alabama, 271.
And Spikes and Major Wright are both back out on the field.
Draw play. Nice gain. Ingram.
The Alabama offensive line a year ago was thought to be the only strength of the team besides an offense. This year's team, a little more balanced, a little more athletic in the offensive line.
Second down 3, double tight end set now. It'll be Colin Peak, number 84, and Michael Williams, number 89. Williams to the right side. Ingram with Mcelroy in the background, in the backfield. Sweep. Ingram. Center. Vlahos is out there to lead the way. And that'll be just short, it appears, of the first down as Justin Tratto makes the stop.
I'll tell you, when you got a guy coming at you, you must take on the blocker. Watch as he takes on Vlahos. Take him on, stone him. Spike stoned Vlahos and allowed somebody else to make the tackle.
3rd and 1. Alabama 50% so far. They're 3 of 6. Mays has to hustle. He was in the wrong side of the field. He gets over and gets set. Now Julio Jones in motion. Ingram got it. Move the chain. Alabama first down at the 39. Justin Tratto, number 94.
You know, I think Florida fans, Vern, should look at Mark Ingram and say, he reminds me of someone, you know?
Yeah, you think?
The tailback gets the ball. Watch him dart in those holes. You guys can think about it a little bit, but I've got my idea who he reminds me of as a running back.
Well, I'm cheating here because I know, but that's just as well.
Got some people watching.
Yeah, I understand. 1st and 10. Mcelroy play fake. Deep right side. Mays is there. Marquise Mays again. Over Ryan Stamper. That's his 5th catch of the ball game.
Well, when you can run the ball, you can start doing some of this stuff on first down. Just a arrow wheel route. You got a matchup against Stamper. That's not a good matchup for Florida. Linebacker on the speedy receiver for Alabama. Great call. Jim McElwain is having a great game. Remember, Alabama dominated last year in the 3rd quarter.
That's a first down at the 17-yard line. Julio Jones, play action. McElroy, he's going to come back to the left. He's got his tight end there. Touchdown, Colin Peak, Alabama. Here's Tiffin. Missed one earlier in the ball game, but not this time.
Vern, remember I said somebody's going to try to steal a touchdown with a gimmick play. This is an shoot screen. Watch the tight end delay and cross. All the flow goes this way. It's a gimmick play. You block and then you come across. Stamper sees it too late, but it's a perfect throw and a great catch. No gimmicks last year. I would call that a gimmick play. I remember hitting Ozzie Newsome on a play like that when I was at the Cleveland Browns.
I'm just proud of you. I'm just proud of you for saying, oh, shoot. Colin Peak transferred from Georgia Tech, where he ultimately wound up. This one's a yard deep. And Jeff Debs takes it again. Brandon James out for the game. And good special teams play, led by Chris Rogers, number 1. Rainey is the running back. He's split to the right. Now Hernandez goes way to the left and Rainey alongside Tebow. Play fake. Tebow finally finds David Nelson way to the right, and Nelson does make positive yardage out to the 37-yard line in front of Justin Woodall, who came over to force him out. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1. Tebow, left guard. First down, Florida at the 41-yard line. 9:04 to go, third quarter. The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Alabama scored the first 9 points of the game. Would have had a 10-point lead, save for the missed extra point. Florida came back to make it 9-3, and then back and forth they've gone, but Alabama's aggressiveness on offense has been the difference in this ball game. 26-13.
Yeah, Mcelroy is playing like McCoy.
Yes, he is. Tebow. Second down.
One of the game plan coaching points for Alabama is never go past Tebow in your pass rush. He's most dangerous when he gets upfield. You see Washington shut it down and come back inside. That has been preached to him all week, that you can't run past this guy.
Loss of 2 officially. 2nd down, 12. Lorenzo Washington, number 97, in the middle. You've got Josh Chapman now spelling Terrence Cody. Here's Tebow rolling to his left, going deep, tipped. Kareem Jackson, who's having a big game in the defensive secondary.
Looks like they're trying to attack Jackson more than Arenas, but this was a bad route for Florida. Both players in the same spot. You must have spacing in a passing game. You get 2 players in the same spot, and that was an easy defense for Jackson.
Frankie Hammond, number 85, is on the field now.
3rd and long. How will they attack? They've been bringing McClain.
Pretty good guy to bring. They do so again. Tebow under pressure. Cooper cannot hang on. Knocked away by Marquise Johnson. It was intended for Riley Cooper. Florida has to punt.
Remember, as Tebow gets pressure here and he gets the ball off, it was Marquise Johnson last year that gave up the 2 passes. Lewis Murphy on the fade and Riley Cooper on the slant. Marcel Darius puts the pressure on and Johnson makes the play.
Chaz Henry nice and high and very deep. Arenas at the 5. That is only the 3rd punt this year returned for positive yardage against the Florida punting team. Previous by Florida International. All unexpected people.
Remember, this was the time last year when Alabama went on a 15-play, 91-yard drive. Where they got the ball? 12-yard line? similar circumstances. Can they do it again?
Here's Mcelroy on the handoff, left side. It's Richardson. Watch him go. Breaks the tackle, still upright. Finally down at the 37. How about getting out of a jam in a quick hurry?
Well, we asked Mark Ingram about Richardson, and he says, oh, he's better than me when I was a freshman. Blocking at the point of attack, the tight ends have to do it, and they are doing a great job. Jim McElwain, the offensive coordinator for Alabama, is having the game of his life, and so is his quarterback.
You know how many yards Alabama's gained now? 355.
Unbalanced line to the right.
Ingram.
Well, these two guys are not Heisman candidates for nothing. Tebow obviously came into the season as one of the favorites, and Ingram scoring 2 touchdowns today against this Florida defense. Remember, Florida's only given up 3 rushing touchdowns on the season. And Ingram has shown with the pass catching and running what a threat he is. And you know, Vern, I just got a feeling that the voters want someone else besides a quarterback to win it. I really do.
Well, he's making a heck of a statement, and the trophy ballots are due in this weekend. Play fake, McElroy going right. Drills it behind the intended receiver, Julio Jones.
Well, that one wasn't Jones's fault. One of the first missed throws by McElroy all game. Wonder if this was tipped. You know what? There was a small window, and Greg was a little late with the delivery. That's why he had to throw it behind Julio. Well, they're back in that 3rd and 7 again.
Right.
Last time they jumped off. Will Charlie Strong bring pressure again? He loves to attack with pressure. Here it comes.
It's coming, yes, indeed. And it does. And McElroy has spikes in his face, and he completes the first down. Julio Jones.
You can't do any better than Greg McElroy did on this. He knew that he had no help. He had to throw around these 2 guys. Reminded me almost of Drew Brees, the way Drew Brees throws around blitzing guys. Charlie had the right call on. McElroy beat him.
Julio Jones, who had those 3 big catches on the touchdown drive. You look at Charlie Strong, defensive coordinator, Florida. McElroy he had a great game last week, but he is having the game of his life tonight. 239 yards throwing, and here is Upchurch, who caught the winning touchdown pass last week in that come-from-behind victory over Auburn. Now, this is the #1 defense in the country, statistically, coming in. And what has happened to them tonight?
You know, you don't have to exactly be balanced in numerical numbers, but you have to keep the defense off balance in play calling. That's what Alabama has done in this game so far. Florida does not know where they're coming from on every snap.
Right side, Ingram cuts back to the left, breaks the tackle.
Wow, 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 wow.
It's a statement game for Mark Ingram.
Alabama says we need at least 3, but Ingram says I'm going to give you more than that. Now it's in 3rd in position to make it. Very interesting call here. 3 points are huge, but you got a hot quarterback. They're going to go unbalanced on this play. Left. And then shift.
Yep. 2 tight ends go to the right side.
No one's covering the slot.
Here we go.
Look at that cut. You got to give it to that offensive line. This offensive line is making plays. Mike Johnson and William Blahos watch the center and the guard. Blahos pushes, Johnson gets the nose, and watch Ingram cut up inside. Barrett Jones gets his guy. They are gashing Florida. Florida's completely off balance with the play calling, and Ingram's too good for him right now.
This drive, as Gary mentioned, started at the 12. Ingram
took 7.5 minutes off the clock again.
Now 21 carries for 99 yards. To the 10.
Remember, they got this ball with 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they ran out the clock. Alabama has been waiting a whole year to get back and win the fourth quarter.
They'll have that opportunity as soon as we come back. That's the end of 3 with a score 26-13. Crimson Tide will return right after this word from your local station. During the break, Tim Tebow trying to urge his team on. A year ago, they trailed by 3. Now they trail by 13.
He's in the defensive huddle. He knows they must hold Alabama to a field goal. A touchdown here, I think Nick goes for 2 and tries to make it a 21-point game.
Florida's defense is on. We begin the fourth. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson, our entire CBS crew in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta.
This could be a championship drive for Alabama. Started on the 12-yard line.
And this is the 15th play of this drive.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
It sure does. Upchurch, right side. They try to get Upchurch open in the flat. He was held up at the line of scrimmage. So Mcelroy says, what the heck? What the heck? I'll take it.
He got inside Trado, number 94. Justin Trado gets outside, and then he runs right by the floor. I mean, I know Alabama fans will be upset, but that was Tebow-esque.
Yes.
I mean, it was. I mean, that's the play you would have thought Tebow would make. Mcelroy is making all the plays.
Handoff. And that'll be caught short of a first down.
You look at Mcelroy, started out hot, cooled off in the middle in the last 4 games. First down. You know, Carlos Dunlap makes a difference in the passing game, but they're doing it in a lot of different ways in this football game. 412 yards. I said they'd miss them. They miss them, but they're missing a lot here. They're attacking every phase of this defense.
Now they have run for 173 yards in 3 quarters. Here's Cody at fullback. He'll lead the way for Ingram, I think. He does. Touchdown, Alabama.
I'm pretty sure they'll go for 2 here. This time we find Cody, and we follow Cody.
And so the try for 2 at the end of an 88-yard drive, 17 plays and 8 minutes and 47 seconds off the clock.
Julio Jones in the slot, bottom of the screen.
Pressure from the back, Mcelroy incomplete.
Boy, I tell you, Spikes is really limping. He labored through that whole drive. He made the play on that one, but he was not 100%.
Last week against Auburn on the road, they went 79 yards in 15 plays. They just went 88 yards in 17 plays. And 3 touchdowns from Mark Ingram. Amazing night for number 22. Back with more in a moment. How about that? 88 yards, 17 plays, 8:47 on the clock, and they lead 32-13. This is Chris Rainey. Out to the 35-yard line. I don't know what we expected, but I don't think we expected this kind of Alabama offensive domination. Here's Tebow. Low.
Bad throw.
Demps the running back. 32-13. 12:34 to go. Pressure. Wow, right up the middle. The pass is complete to Hernandez. Spins and is down inside the 30. Mark Barron got him.
Now remember, in a play like this, you want to let the defenders come in. So Tebow knew he could retreat and throw this ball inside. Free. Tebow retreats and puts it a short pass to his tight end.
Florida hurries up. Tebow back. He's hit again as he lets it go, but it's caught inside the 10 this time. David Nelson. A gain of 22.
You literally have to cut the head off the snake. David Nelson goes up, uses his size, and makes the play.
First and goal. 12 minutes remaining. Got a man. Intercepted. Javier Arenas in the end zone. Only the 5th interception thrown by Tebow this year.
This is a bad decision by Tebow. Remember, Arenas is the smallest guy on the field. He lays this one up to the end zone. It's a touchdown. He just has to get it over the 5'8" Arenas. He tries to drill it. He should have put some air under it. Watch this. Touchdown. All he has to do is put some air under it.
He had Hernandez by 3 yards.
Yep. He drills it, and the guy from Florida, who nobody wanted, but FIU, makes the play. A bad decision by Tebow. Cost them 7 points.
It might be over for Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow. And so, McElroy and the Crimson Tide, 32-13, and they've got a 1st and 10 at the 20. And now Richardson will get the carry.
And that was the man that recruited, one of the men that recruited Mark Ingram to Alabama. That was Bobby Williams, the Michigan State coach, who's on Nick's staff. Of course, Vern told you about Mark being from Flint, Michigan, the connection with, obviously, Nick Saban and Michigan State. He came down here, and what a football player.
Last-minute decision to come down here, and of course, Nick Saban, as a graduate, as an assistant coach, not a graduate assistant, coached his dad, Mark Ingram Sr., who, as I think most of the country knows, is awaiting sentencing. He is at the Queens Private Correctional Institute near JFK Airport. Original charges were money laundering and fraud, and he's watching this game, I'm sure, with a smile a mile wide back in New York City.
I bet you Mark Ingram actually just came in and pushed his way into the Heisman talk, didn't he?
Yes.
It started out Bradford, Tebow, McCoy, and Ingram, just by his great play, worked his way into it. What a performance by Nick Saban's team. The Florida football team has to just tip their hat. Alabama won it from start to finish. You know, you think about Florida, this team will always be remembered as champions, but they were going for historic.
Yes.
They're not going to get historic.
Richardson fighting his way up near the 50.
These two guys are both coming back. Trent Richardson, Marking, what a 1-2 combination. Best combination in college football.
Total yardage now 454. And we'll make the point again that Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, suspended for this game because of his arrest on DUI charges earlier this week, but I don't know that he would have made any difference whatsoever tonight.
I say no. They never got Alabama into a passing game.
Gators' last loss was at home to Ole Miss in 2008. They've outscored their opponents by 30 points a game. They're plus 22 turnover differential. They've allowed fewer than 22 points in each game, but the key line in that graphic is prior to today.
Right, they had no rushing game today. Demps and Rainey were non-existent. They didn't have them. And you know what else? Another issue that pops up here to me. Obviously, Florida did not play well enough. Now, in my mind, they had no chance anyway. The loser of this game was out. But some people thought if it was a close game, we could say rematch. No rematch. It's either Texas, or if they lose, it's TCU or Cincinnati playing Alabama.
Third and short. Well, Gary, we talked, the drive of the night obviously was the 88-yard drive in the third quarter. That put this thing away. And we thought there might be a fourth quarter challenge to equal last year's. Not going to happen. Well, the league started in the 30s. The last Alabama SEC title in 1999. Upchurch. That should be another first down. 2:03 to go.
Well, when you get humbled, like Alabama was humbled last year, getting dominated in the fourth quarter and then losing to Utah, you work all year to come back, and they did it today.
About the time this league started in the 30s, a man named Frank Perkins wrote a tune with lyrics by Mitchell Parrish. It was called Stars Fell on Alabama. We're inside. We can't see them, but I'll bet the state is trying to see him tonight. First down.
Well, they could also rephrase this a little too, Vern. Saban fell on Alabama. You got to give that man credit. He's built a champion at LSU. He came to Alabama and built, obviously, another tremendous program, and they've got great players coming up, freshmen and sophomores. This ain't going to stop soon.
1:40 remaining in this game. Earl Alexander starts in motion. They'll hand it off to Upchurch. Big hole. Stiff arm. $29-yard gain.
Nice tribute by Alabama. Their offensive line keeps playing. They give it to their senior, Upchurch. Roy Upchurch makes it. That football player has been through a lot. Had that big catch last week. They just got athletes up and down this team, don't they? Well coached, focused. And Nick's going to get wet, maybe, huh?
Another 6 yards, and they're going to go 500 yards on offense. Yeah,
they're going to shut it down, though.
You think?
Yep.
Take a knee? Yes, they are. That's classy. That's something that some coaches in this league are not accustomed to. How about the night for Greg Mcelroy? How about the loss for Tim Tebow? Another knee. Now it's official. In the middle of that group on the field, Tracy Wolfson with Nick Saban.
Thanks a lot, Vern. Coach, Alabama has been waiting a long time for this, and especially this year, to defeat Florida, to win the SEC championship and a chance at a national title.
Hey, our players did a great job today, man. Our whole team, everybody in our organization, our fans, everybody that's a part of our team. And I'm so happy and pleased for our players. They learned a lot last year playing in this game. Florida's a great team, and our guys did a great job of being physical today, and I'm just proud of the fact that we won the SEC championship, and I'm going to just enjoy that for now.
Talk about the performance of Mcelroy, the confidence he showed, and then Mark Ingram.
Well, our entire team played great. You know, Greg played great, Julio played great, Mark played great. The offensive line really should get the most credit for what they did up front. And in the second quarter, we lost our poise on defense, but the defense did a great job in the second half.
In your mind, does Mark Ingram deserve to win the Heisman?
Absolutely. You know, he should be a guy that should be considered. You know, he's one of the best players on one of the best teams. So,
thanks a lot. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
That sounded like an endorsement.
That's got to be fun, doesn't it?
Presentations being made on the stage. Commissioner Mike Slive, Nick Saban, hugs for the team. The Alabama Crimson Tide were undefeated in 1992. They faced Miami in the national championship game and demolished them to complete a national championship season. And they're trying to go back for their 13th title. They will go back, as a matter of fact, against whom we know not yet. But, you know, a year or so ago, you and I had a really, really long talk with Mcelroy, the athletic director at Alabama. And by the way, this is just great for him. And he told us the entire story of how he got Nick Saban to come to Alabama. We're going to have to save it for the book, I guess.
Well, needless to say, he got the guy he needed for Alabama.
Right. And they're only going to get better, don't you think, Gary?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're going to recruit, both teams recruit great players. There's going to be no drop-off. The rest of the SEC may come up, but these teams ain't coming back.
Alabama convincing tonight with a 32-13 victory in the SEC championship game on CBS. For Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson, our entire crew, Vern Lundquist, good night from Georgia.